So, as a warrior, you are preparing for a battle. You know that the battle is coming and you are preparing for it. As the warrior, you know that the battle is coming, but you remain unprepared. You know that the battle is coming. It's no different, but you're not preparing yourself for the battle as it comes. And so there's always this thing of, and listen, a lot of us were worriers because of what we went through in our childhood. We're worriers because of what, somebody said to us. We're worriers because we had a failed something in our past. This is your opportunity to be able to say, I'm no longer going to be the worrier, I'm going to be the warrior. And how you um, act and react in this moment is going to be the difference between you being successful and unsuccessful. Now somebody's gonna catch that next week when they, on their way home, they're gonna be like, "Oh, she said a word right there. That was a whole word right there." So when we think about the warrior versus the warrior is being taught to be independent. And so they're working as a team, but there's some key things that they're learning individually. So if the team something happens, they can still hold their own. If the person beside them gets injured, they don't get hurt simply because that person got hurt. They can still fight. The warrior is being taught to be dependent. And so, can we be honest this morning? Some of you have been in coaching programs where you've been taught and trained to be a worrier and be dependent upon that coach instead of being the warrior and going out and doing something significant in the world. And so, it's hard because this is not a feel good topic. It's not a feel good discussion because nobody wants to hear that you paid somebody to teach you to worry more. You paid somebody to teach you to be dependent upon them. Nobody wants to hear that. But in the reality of things, that's what a lot of people have done. And they're finding this out now because over the last 12 months, there's really been a shift in what it looks like to be taught and coached, what it looks like to learn, what it looks like to understand. It's a difference. It has changed. The culture is different. And so, literally, you have the warrior and you have the worrier. The warrior is being taught to be independent, the worrier is being taught to be dependent. You have the warrior and the worrier. The warrior is being trained to be able to handle the fight that's coming. The worrier is hiding and is not taking a part of that training. See, it's very hard to shift the mindset between the worrier and the warrior when the person ahead of you is not being a leader. Oh, y'all better catch it. It's hard to shift the mindset from being the worrier to the warrior when the person that's leading it does not have a leadership mindset. And so unfortunately, leaders had to be cultivated and trained. And a lot of the coaches right now have not gone through a leadership training. And so they may know the information, they may know how to make you, help you make 6 and 7 figures, but they don't know how to lead. Because when I lead, I'm not leading you to do something better for me. I'm leading you to something that's going to be the best for you. I'm empowering you as a leader because I want you to be able to lead on your own at some point. And so we have the warrior and the worrier. Now some of you are coming in right now, you like, "Oh, from what you just said, I'm a worrier." Oh, don't worry, I got you. The warrior learns how to build a platform and be strategic in where they show up. The worrier learns how to build walls to protect where they are. Now, this is the thing. Everybody should have some type of protection of where you are, but I should be able to protect myself anywhere I go, not just where I am right now. See, we're looking for forward movement. We're looking for forward motion. We are trying to grow. And so I'm not always going to be in this space. But if somebody's only teaching you how to protect yourself in this space, they're not leading you. They're not leading you. Stephanie said, boom, listen, they're not leading you. And so we have to get into a mindset right now, right here, right now, to say that in 2021, I'm no longer going to be the worrier, I'm going to be the warrior. In 2021, let me take the glasses off because maybe y'all not hearing me because the glasses is on. Let me hear me clearly. I am going to be the warrior and not the worrier. And in me saying that, I am making a declaration. It is an affirmation of saying that I am not going to be who I was last year. I'm not going to be who I was 5 years ago. I am not going to be stuck in what was comfortable for me in building up walls around me. I'm not going to be stuck in that space. I'm going to do something greater. And so, in saying that, I got to go ahead and do some things. Now, warriors keep moving forward. Warriors do little and play it safe. Be a warrior and not a worrier. That is a quote by Bob Baker. I'll say it again. Warriors keep moving forward. Warriors do little and play it safe. In 2021, you can't play it safe. You're going to need to invest. You're going to need some leadership development training. You're going to need some business training. You're going to need to go ahead and make sure the structure of your business is sound. Let's be honest. Let's be real. We didn't come to play anymore. Reality check. We didn't come to play anymore. And so as you show up for 2021, you need to show up as a business. You need to show up with a different mindset. See, the warrior is going to have a business structure. And they may not have a sound business plan 100%. It may not be all written out and everything, but they got a structure, they got a plan, and they putting it into action. The worrier will just take a class here and a class there and will not sit themselves in a position to really go ahead and go all in. I was on Clubhouse yesterday and, somebody, they were talking about wanting to be able to motivate, do more things and speak. And they wanted to, get all this stuff together for their business. And, they said they felt like they just needed more confidence. And so I came off mute and I asked this question of the person who asked the question. I said, what did you say to yourself before you got on stage? And they were like, well, I said that, I got to get this done. I need, I can't play around with this anymore. I said, so this is the thing. And I'm sharing this with y'all because I know a lot of you are in that same headspace. Good morning, Sheree. A lot of you are in that same headspace. If that is what you had to do to motivate you to get on that stage and ask that question, then there's a couple things that need to be done. You need to take note of that because that is something that you need to do on a regular basis is motivate yourself. But then you also need to be in a community of people that are going to give you that same level of motivation. Not just clap it up for you and say good job, but somebody that's going to kick your butt and kick you off the cliff every once in a while. You're going to need some real accountability. And as I'm speaking, the little mics on the stage on Clubhouse are lighting up because everybody's like, oh my goodness, she did that. I said within the next 24 to 48 hours, you need to pick a coach. No ifs, ands, or buts. no other conversations. You need to be strategic in what you're doing in this year. And in order for you to do that, yeah, you motivated yourself this time. Who's going to motivate you the next time? That moment when you get to the point where I'm scared for what's coming, the worrier, because guess what? The worrier is still there. Fear is still there. We still have things in our head. There's still things in life that is happening. So when the worrier decides to pop up, who do you have in your corner that's going to say, I speak to the warrior in you, not the worrier in you? Who do you have in your corner that's speaking to the warrior in you, not the worrier in you? And so you need to take that, write that down, think about that for a second. So here's some things I need you to think about when it comes to being the warrior or the worrier, and then I'm gonna let you guys go, because it speaks to the successful and the unsuccessful. If I want to be successful, I have to have some warrior in me. I got to let that warrior out. If I'm looking to be unsuccessful, then I can be comfortable in being a worrier. It's not to say that things won't happen. It's not to say that things aren't topsy-turvy right now. But I got to speak to where I am and where I'm going. Some of you are comfortable with people speaking to where you are, but not to where you're trying to go. Because you're really not trying to go there. Oh, you're really not trying to go there. It's going to take work. It's going to take some grit. It's going to take some moments where you look at the person that you have given the permission to coach you, and you're going to roll your eyes. You're going to be, tell me to do one more thing. It's going to be some moments like that. But the reality is as the warrior, I take those moments and I eat them from breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because I know that there's something I'm building. I know that there's something on the other side. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that they should belittle you. I'm not saying that they should talk down to you. But what I am saying to you is that they should hold you accountable for who you said you wanted to be. The difference between being a warrior and a worrier is the difference between playing to win and playing to lose. That's gonna hurt somebody. I know. I'm gonna get some band-aids and start handing band-aids out in the World Voice League. Because listen, for some of you, you haven't been playing to win. Let's just be honest. You haven't been playing to win. You've been playing, but you haven't been playing to win. You've been playing to say, I'm in the game, but you haven't been playing to win. Ooh. We're Voice League. The accountability members, they about to get it, because this leadership training for today is going to be fire. But it's a development. I didn't start like this. It was a process to get here. And it'll be a process for you to become the warrior that you want to be, and to go ahead and quiet the voice of the worrier that was planted on the inside. It's the difference between giving my best and just giving what is required. Cherie said, ouch. It's the difference between giving my best and giving what's required. My best is going to be more than what's required. Y'all better go on and get y'all. Go ahead. Somebody send the ambulance, send the people, send the ushers. It's the difference between giving my best and giving just what's required. This is the thing, and I want y'all to really take a hold of this. Choose today to be the warrior and not the worrier. Make that decision and make it clear, make it plain. No ifs, ands, or buts. Because guess what? When you choose to be the warrior, you're not only fighting for you, you're fighting for your children, You're fighting for your spouse. You're fighting for your community. You're fighting for your culture. You're fighting for your generation. Like the fight is so much bigger than you, but it's not until you step into being the warrior that you were called to be that literally you can fight that fight. And so I'm excited. I gotta go because I gotta get in here and get this leadership development training. Started. Ooh, it's about to go down. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Those who do not know, I am Altabi Spells, your voice manager. I unmute the voice of women who are ready to speak up about what has kept you silent for way too long. Shout out to the hashtag World Voice League community. I appreciate you guys. We are growing and growing and growing, almost at 600 members in the free Facebook group. Super excited about that. Make sure that you invite a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend, share out the post. Why? Because guess what? It may not be for you, but there's somebody out there that may need this word. With that being said, I appreciate you guys. And until next time, don't forget to press it out. See ya.